Hey guys, this is Justin Yolrick with Zakos Realty here at the Zakos Realty and Design Group in downtown Sarasota. And today is going to be episode 2 of my House Flipper turned Agent series and how I'm giving my personal home buying hacks. And this is my opportunity to just share some of those things. Last week, I believe I may have jumped the gun just a little bit and kind of jumped in too quickly right into content without giving a full framework for the road ahead. So on this episode, I really want to kind of give you the skeleton, the structure, what my biggest and main concept will be in this series that I'm going to shoot over the next few weeks. As I said before, my wife and I have accumulated pretty much all of our personal wealth in terms of buying and selling real estate. And it's come from our home buying practice, is that there has to be home buying practices that you adhere to, and those are very defined practices or principles. If you really hope to buy and sell property from an investment standpoint, success generally comes when a plan is set forth and brought to the front, and then it can be executed upon. But very rarely does it happen that you just kind of by chance walk into one of these scenarios where you're just going to accumulate wealth or have this situation laid out before you. In those terms, I did want to share with you the idea that there are some outliers to what I just explained, where you may just kind of happenstance, by chance, you stumble across a property that is a big money maker for you or helps you get further along in your investment strategies for your life going forward. And because of that, I want to share a personal one for my wife and I. In 2010, we moved to the Sarasota area. We still had a home in Indiana where we lived previously. And so we came down here bearing that mortgage, and then we were looking for a house down here. We found something. Bear in mind, it's 2010, after kind of everything has tanked, starting in 08, 09. And the idea that a bank felt secure enough to give me a loan at that time while I was still carrying another mortgage, still kind of mystifies me. But it happened, and so we bought this foreclosure. It was a 2-1, and it was on Siesta Drive. We owned it from 2010 to 2017 when we sold it, and obviously that turned into being a pretty good equity scoop in that home. And there's a various number of factors as to why that worked for us in this situation or scenario. I don't know 100% that we went in with these principles or home buying practices that I alluded to earlier at the forefront of our minds. It was just, hey, we got to get something and let's move on it quickly because this came available. Because of that, I want to help you understand that there just happened to be some things that fell in line with this timing that worked out. So the couple of things for us that fell in line were function, curb appeal, location, and market timing. So function, it was a 2-1 foreclosure, completely gutted the house and made it into a 3-2. And if you think about that idea of function, most single family homes, people are looking for a home with 3 bedrooms and 2 baths. And so that was the first thing that we cured in this property. And the second thing was curb appeal. I talked about in the last video, not does it look pretty now, but does it have the capability of looking pretty further down the road? And so we addressed some of those things. We restuccoed the front of the house. It had a circular drive in front, which was going to turn out to be a very nice concept as it came through. And then the next one is location. It was already there. It was on Siesta Drive, which is the main thoroughfare, the main road that leads out to Siesta Key Beach, one of the top 5 beaches in all of the United States. And so, we walked into that portion of it. Just obviously, we were looking west of the trail, which was our one stratagem as we encountered that process. And then the last thing was the market timing. And like I said, market timing was pure and perfect for this scenario, and it worked out to our advantage that we bought in 10 and then 17 when stuff had started to just really climb at that point. The one thing that I will tell you that I'll dive in a little bit deeper on is the location aspect. So last week, like I said, we talked a little bit through curb appeal, what that looks like. Clearly, our strategy has always been, if a house has an odd shape, shaped like a barn, something along those lines, we are not going after trying to remedy that in a renovation. We are going to look past that, move on, find a different property. The reason is because you alienate yourself 90-95% of your buyers just by that one thing alone. So making sure that that is at the front of your minds as you're looking is a big purchase component to what you're doing. But for us, location. So finding a location that we knew would be long-term, very appealing to a vast majority of people. And so in Sarasota, there's a pocket of homes, and we chose this house because it was in that area. And whether we sold it in a year or 2 years or 10 years, we knew that we would get max value when we went to sell that house. And even today, I look back on when we did sell it in 17, if we held it a little bit longer down the road, we probably could have maxed out another 100% on what our return was on that property. But again, very happy to walk out of that property with a large equity scoop. I hope this scenario and me sharing a personal story from my life and one of the flips and one of the home purchases that we bought as we seek to increase our personal wealth here in our lifetime, because home buying is, again, I'll say this again every time, every video, but it is one of the most single appreciating assets we will own in our lifetime. And if we approach that with that in mind, then I think we will really truly find success from home to home as we move along in life, be able to accomplish the goals that we're looking to. So hope you like this video. I will continue on sharing success stories from myself and others, and the components, the practices or principles that help you get there, because it comes with strategy and it comes with a plan. Thanks. Talk to you soon.